Whoa, 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 hold on. Oh, hey, what's good? Oh my God. Apparently, it told me I'm out of storage, but I'm not out of storage because I'm coming to you live. And let me go ahead and fucking do it right and run the promo. What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, and I have the honor and privilege to be returning to the According to Woods podcast. She's a Adam Lynn, Mike Segura, Anthony Freelove, compatriots out of the Subfighter MMA gym in Laguna Hills, California. She will be fighting October 15th for Combate Global live on the Paramount Network. She's the one. And a talented fucking artist also. But
Thanks.
she's the one, the only Diana Mendoza. Diana, what's going on?
Not much, man. It's an honor to be here once again talking to you, and thank you for having me on. And stoked to just talk to you about my fight and everything that's been going on since the last time we talked, and talk about my art. Really cool, you know.
Yes. Well, it's funny. The last time we talked, you were prepping for a title fight in Mexico for Fearless Woman MMA. Shout out to Fearless and Libby Canella and the whole team. But
Yeah.
at a time where there wasn't a lot of shows going on, I don't even think the UFC was kicking at that point. And Libby Canella, like she does, fucking pulls the rabbit out of her hat. And it's not luck. It's not luck. She fucking busts her fucking hind end. This is somebody who's refereed, who's been a advisor, who's been a ring card girl. Like she's done it all in the fucking business. Kind of reminds me of Mercedes White, Anthony Burchak's wife. Just done it all. And yeah, she puts on this fucking show, which production wise, it was on par with any, major, amateur league or even some of the regional, pro leagues, right? And again, we didn't know what we didn't know. We didn't know if fucking UFC or Bellator or anybody was coming back. So for that time period, it was probably the best produced fucking MMA show that we got worldwide.
hmm I agree. Libby, shout out to Libby. She's helped me through so much in my amateur and pro career. Because my first fight is actually she's the one who reached out to me for Combate, and at the time she was one of the matchmakers for Combate. And yeah, thanks to her, I'm kind of at where I'm at right now, and she actually sponsored me too for a couple tournaments and stuff like that. And while during COVID, and I was able to compete. I was one of the lucky ones to compete in some jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff. And yeah, just shout out to her. And yeah, Fearless was one of the amateur shows that was still running during COVID. And the kind of the worst time, where pretty much nobody, like you said, nobody knew I didn't know if I was going to compete again or whatever was going to happen. And the stars aligned, and I reached out. Who was it? It was Harvey first. I reached out to Harvey, and then he just talked to me. He talked to me about. He told me about Libby and Fearless, and then like the next week was like, "Hey, let's get you on." I was like, "Holy shit, this is so sick!" And that's how it happened.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Harvey Cast. I always fuck up
Yeah,
his last name, but Castagnolo. I want to get.
Castellano. Me too. I don't know.
Yes, but he is a matchmaker impresario. We've got so many great ones here in California, but also the world over, like what Heather Stanling is doing in Submission Underground on the Pacific Northwest, Chael Sonnen's, grappling competition. There's so many great male and female talents. It's just amazing. So I love the inclusiveness of MMA, right? And I think, you were talking about sponsorship. I think we can a bit of total disclosure and nothing against your opponent, but I have joined the sponsorship team for your fight on October 15th.
Yep. Yep. No, you're right. You're my first guy. You're my first sponsor right now. I was like, oh damn, according freaking Adam sponsoring me for this one, and then with that little logo is pretty dope, dude. I was like, this is very artistic. What? Who made that for you?
It's Hiro Kojima, a gentleman from Japan, and he loves combat sports as much as I do or you do and what have you. So bunch of wrestlers, bunch of MMA fighters and what have you, and I'll send you his Instagram. I think you'll love it. Um, but yeah, I got it done made, and he actually gave me the discount because for commercial usage at the time was like $200 US, right? But he was just like, "You've done a lot in the sport. I watch your videos. I'll give you half off," which only people, only fighters and pro wrestlers get, and I got that.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I love it. That's a little cartoon guy. I was like, this is so cool. But no, I just want to say thank you, Adam, for sponsoring me for this fight. It's really cool. And,
Oh, the pleasure's all
pleasure.
mine. Like I was telling you, I've done one other sponsorship before, and it was for another Combate veteran, Jonathan Santa Maria, but it was a hype party for the fight. It was like a rally, right? It wasn't the actual fight. So this is, usually if I wanted to go ahead and sponsor somebody, I would probably do the promotion. So I'm not picking one or the other or whatever, but like we've known each other. Like pretty much since I've began my career, you've been there, right? And I would always like I was saying kind of earlier, right? Like for whatever reason, and you don't have to disclose it, but like you took like a back seat to support the Mike Seguras and the Moses Marietas and the Andrew Freeloves, and I was like, yeah, when you get back, you're gonna fucking set the world on fire. I'd always tell you because I've
Thank
seen you
you.
fight. At that point, I had seen that you fought before, and of course, everybody has their personal lives. Everybody has. I mean, are a survivor of drugs and alcohol and that stuff. Which again, you're one of my heroes. So like the fact that I get to attach my logo, basically made by somebody who has had some of the all-time greats in his portfolio, right? And then attach it to you, my hero, who's overcome so much. Like you're younger than me, but like again, like I said, you're my hero. Overcome so much, and you're about to accomplish so much. That I was just like, fuck yes, and it
Yeah.
was the right place, right time. I saw that, and I was like, I'm DMing her now. Yeah.
No, no, yeah, like you touched on it, and I have no, like I love talking to you. You've been there since day one in my amateur days, and and I love talking to you and catching up with you, with everything that's been going on, and and now, I'm being more open about my story, and it's my story, and I think it's kind of my duty to talk about it and just be open about it because it's kind of a duty. It really is. I struggled. I struggled a lot before fighting, and like I just fighting now is my it's just my basically my fellowship. It's where I'm able to clear my head, able to stay focused and feel good about myself because I'm just that kind of person who needs to be around people who have their best interest in me and I have the best interest in them. And it's kind of it's a win-win for all of us, and I just overcoming my drug and my alcoholism is probably the best thing ever, other than this fighting and and being having a contract with Combate. That's really cool too. But I think the biggest thing for me is being sober, and helping people with it. It's the most amazing. I just feel like I have a purpose. So
Yeah, and I mean, total disclosure, I'm one who, anytime I step into a gym, right, whether it be interview or the times where I, basically trained at Fight Academy in Pasadena or Matt and Joe Baker's Brazilian Jiu Jitsu in Bakersfield. It's unnerving. It's scary because you don't know what's going to happen. You could catch a knee rolling and it fucking knocks you out. Clears your clock. Or you can spar with James the Beast Wilson, whose highlight video is fucking 3 minutes long in your first time sparring ever, ever. And then, you could be out of step, no rhythm, and I'm supposed to punch him, and he's saying, "Oh, hit me harder," as I'm walking towards him, which again, I fucking tripping over my fucking shoes, and I have to hit him, and I just fucking like powder puff him because I know that he's gonna have to get me back going the other way, right? So that fucking frightens me. But I guess on the grand scheme of things for you, right? There's a little bit of there's outliers, right? There's some people that can eat and they have a higher metabolism. There's people that live in Colorado or Mexico City and they're used to the fucking high altitude. Those are outliers. So the fact that you in your young life have are battling this fundamental darkness, like training is like you said, is your fucking worship. Like
No, it really is. It's like my church, you know. But I mean, obviously, like on the side from like training, I do have to do things to maintain my sobriety. You know, it's not, it doesn't just come, you know, like with anything else, you have to put in work to maintain things and just yeah, it's been good, dude. It's been really good. And I took June 25th. I took 4 years of sobriety, and yeah, it's been crazy, dude. And like, and there's a lot of ups and downs. See, the thing is, it's like the further I get into my career, like I'm pro now, and like I have to be. I mean, I don't have to, but like it's professional now. It's different, a little bit more pressure, and like all this stuff. The more I have to like dig deep into my fellowship, like in my sobriety, you know, like in my the things that I do on the side. The more reflecting that I have to do, the more we're always battling something, you know, and taking a look inside and really seeing like what's bothering me. Because like every camp is different. And I was just talking to Mike Segura this morning about it. Every camp is different. It's not the same, you know. You battle different things. You're emotionally, like say, something in life just popped up. Like, all right, I got to deal with this, and then I got camp, and I got all this. So you have to, just like for me personally, just adjusting accordingly to all those situations, and a lot of it's just like kind of reflecting. And like I was telling you about, like meditation has been like a game changer for me. Sub Fighter, our gym, we Adam Lynn and Leia Lynn, right? They run this 21-day program. It's like a 20. It's like every month they do different kinds of like challenges. And one that I really, really like, just want to talk about, was the meditation challenge. It really changed a lot of things for me, and mentally and just physically, you know. And I was able to really just kind of step aside from everything that's been going on, you know, in the world. I can easily kind of carry the world's problems on my shoulders, you know, and like it's very difficult to live life like that, you know. It's a burden, and like so with meditating, I would just kind of like take a step back and be like, hey, man, you got to do you before you take care of anybody else. And like I get distracted and trying to be everywhere, and it's impossible to take care of myself. And I'm only one person. I have to take care of my mental health before I do anything else. So meditating was really kind of like 10 minutes, man, like a little 10 minutes aside, and just be able to clear my head and um and yeah, it's a game changer for me.
I love it. I love what it's doing for you, but I also like. I mean, especially with Adam Lynn. He and there's so many guys, right? Guys and girls, right? The Misha Tates or the Marlus Conans or the Manolo, Hernandez and Tracy Hess. Those that were doing it, late '90s, early 2000s, right? There's so many. John De La O, right? We're doing it, and things like meditation or yoga or going to a counselor of some sort, right? Um, y- those things were taboo. Those are the things that weren't talked about, right? So for someone like him, and then imploring his wife, who's a specialist at this,
Yep.
and bringing
Yep.
that into the gym, that shows a lot. And Adam Lynn is a former military serviceman, I believe a Marine,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Much like Andrew Freeloff, right? And for him to be so open to not just prepare your body, but also your mind and your soul, that speaks to hopefully where I believe like this sport is going, right? And
Yeah.
the research that Ian McCall is doing, with like traumatic brain injuries and traumatic anything, it's just like those are things that I feel like need to kind of come in because again, how many guys and girls ended up in addictive type situations because your back is screwed and you got a title fight, you know?
Hmm. And like, don't get me wrong. Everyone has to do what they got to do to like relax, and it works for people. And and I just like sometimes I know myself, and like I have to be very, very careful because I'm a very just addict kind of person. I get addicted to like anything and everything, but like um and two, like it's just yeah, like I think mental health is a huge thing with sports, in general. Like, sports in general, mental health is huge. Like just being willing to talk about it is a big fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
Because like there's times where I'm like, I got this. Nah, I can do it myself. I don't need your help. I don't want to talk about it. And it gets worse. I mean, at least my experience, like it always gets worse, and like it just gets harder and harder, and then I'm like stuck in a hole where I can't even get out of, I'm like fuck. And but yeah, I just being able, just having your few people that you can talk to about it, like you're one of them. I don't really ever like talking about this kind of shit with you because
Yeah.
and it's on a platform to be able to reach out to other people as well, and it doesn't hurt anybody. So, um, but yeah, kind of where I'm at too, and like the art thing too. The art has been a game changer as well for my mental health. Like because I got inspired again to do it with because the meditation challenge inspired me again to like pretty much do more things, do more things for my mental and just to stay busy, like good, a good busy, not just busy with work to avoid things, because I can do that too, but do things that are going to be positive for my body, mind, and soul. And so the art now, and like I'm sticking to it, which is crazy. I'm so easy to like start something and then I'll just give up on it. And then like I'm like seriously like best at that. But like so now I've been consistent with it, and I feel really really good about it. Like I a lot of my friends have been requesting art pieces, which is really amazing. So a lot of the like Libby and like all the people that run the shows and stuff, like I'll see them at the fight shows and they're like, hey, I see you doing art, like, and like it's really cool because I'm like, yeah, what's up, like, and they're like, yeah, dude, I want a piece, and it's just all the whole community with it, and like support it, and yeah, really really nice.
So, and I mean, you had art before. Now, was that before you discovered fighting? And then, if so, what made you walk away?
Oh, so pretty much. So I at the time I was using heavily, and like I would just get distracted with art, and like uh, because I would just get all messed up and start doing a bunch of art, or I would go with my friends and I would do a lot of graffiti on the street and stuff like that, and different warehouses, and just kind of just be a little yeah, little tagger, and that's where it came from. And then I stopped doing it because I kept getting in trouble. I ended up in juvie, And so when I was a kid, yeah. And then a couple times went to jail, and I was still doing a bunch of tagging, and I just couldn't get out of trouble, and so I had to stop because I just couldn't. Yeah. And so finally, I picked it up again just recently, and like, why not? You know, like I'm not doing anything bad with it. I'm doing it on canvas. I'm not like, you know, vandalizing. So and it's been cool. Like, yeah, it's been fun.
Do you feel empowered? And as for me, I like it. Like I just spent like some money on these things called plastic cells.
Yeah.
They've got some on like Joe Rogan. Like that one is like 3 grand or whatever, but they're just little like resin figures, right?
Hmm.
Got one of I think I got one of Rory McDonald, two of the Ninja Turtles, and Richard Pryor, right? And I just like art, and also, you know, when I was growing up in Inglewood, I didn't find that I wasn't taught like, oh, that tagging is bad or whatever. Now, if it had like something like teardrop or whatever, or if, like an X over it, I was like, oh shit, like let me not be here for long. But I would just marvel at it. Here in LA County, I think 2 days ago, or maybe right before the weekend, there was a pretty prominent artist, like a street graffiti artist, that actually got a day, like a city day named after him. You know,
Yeah.
So, and then one of our other friends who actually does jujitsu at 10 Planet,
Yeah.
there's a place in Los Feliz where he tagged, and guess what? Like, I think the Guardians of the Galaxy director ended up tagging him like on his social media. So,
That's
you
pretty cool.
know, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
pretty cool.
so do you feel empowered this time around that not only do you have your fight, not only are you 4 years sober, the fact that you are a pro contracted athlete, right? Um, this time around, does it feel a little bit different in terms of your art?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm doing it the right way. That's why. Because before I was just kind of like just just I don't know, just a rebel, and so it feels cool too, and it feels cool because people like it, you know, and like the few people that support it, they're like, I really enjoy your art, and like it's really cool. It's so I like to, and it makes me feel good to just see someone smile when they receive a piece or whatever it is, their canvas, and just yeah, it is. It's pretty cool.
No, I love it. Which you gotta fight to whatever, but I'm definitely getting some stuff done by you because
Yeah,
yeah, it's amazing. That's why I tagged both your regular page, your fighter page, as well
yeah,
as your art Instagram pages for anyone who wants to check it out. As well, they should. I recommend it highly. But speaking of like amazing things, October 15th, right? October
yeah.
15th. Uh, Combate Global, the former Combate Americas, you'll be stepping in the Howla. Now, over on YouTube, mark my words, Debo Mendoza is a living leyenda. For those who are not, Spanish speakers, that is a legend. The femenino version, the female version in Spanish. And glad y'all figured out a redo. 100%. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So let's talk about the fight. I mean, obviously, you're a pro under the Combate Global banner. This is one more time that you're going to be on Paramount Plus. Which is a great streaming service, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I watch Legends of the Hidden Temple there all the time. Where so I mean, how do you feel? When did you find out about it? How's the training camp going? All of the normal stuff.
So I found out about it, when was it? Probably like 2, 3 weeks ago. And then what's it called? It's because pretty much everyone in our gym is fighting in October, and I was like, dude, let's all get on this shit, dude. Let's go. And then talking to Coach Adam Lynn, he's like, just do it, just go. That's all he said to me. I was like, okay, all right, let's go. And then so then yeah, I just reached out to Tony and then my manager with Dream. And then so it was all I know about the girl is that she's a grappler, and I saw some YouTube videos of her. She's a good, strong grappler. I didn't see any like stand up from her. So I'm gonna get in there and do it, and yeah, and the camp is going well. The camp is going really good. I'm just working on a lot of cardio stuff right now and getting the weight down. And then 2 weeks. I have 3 weeks right now, but I leave in 2 weeks because you have to be there for like a week or whatever. And then Jeff Millard, Jeff is gonna come out with me this time. And
Ooh, Jeff
yeah,
Millard.
Jeff Millard. Yeah, he's stoked on it. I hope he is. I don't know. I don't care. He's coming with me. Like, I'm not going into war alone, dude. But yeah. It's a good time. It's a good time with that guy. He's funny, man.
He's great. I mean, like, I love the whole team. And the only time that I've been out to Laguna Hills is actually filming Mike Segura for Celtic Gladiator almost like 5 years ago, with Bosun Wang, and yeah, you guys have a great dynamic. The last time you fought, was it was in Miami, right?
It was for Combate. Yeah, it was my debut with Combate. It was in Miami. And yeah. This is my second pro fight.
And this one is as well, right?
Yeah. So I have 5 fights with Combate, not including my debut. So this is my second fight with them.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Now, was it humid there?
Oh my gosh, so humid.
Right.
It was pretty warm, but we were inside the whole time. It was pretty, so we had air ventilation the whole time, and so yeah, I didn't really get to go outside much.
Yeah, I was just like, for some reason, like, like American Top Team, whatever, when they have fighters on the card or whatever, and they're doing wind sprints. Like, I just went to Georgia like 2 months ago for my uncle's funeral, and the humidity, like, I barely have hair, and my hair was all frizzy. Wasn't good. So, like, the thought of, like, you and Jeff, you both, like, competitive fucking brother-sister relationship, go fucking run, Devo. What up, beach? And then you guys kind of, like Martin Lawrence fucking in the Big Mama's house suit, just kind of pass out on the freeway or some shit. Like, I don't want that, is what I'm saying.
No, man. Wait. Nah, man. That's not gonna happen. My fucking what's it called? So when you're in there, like you just run on a treadmill. You don't let you go outside or anything like that. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So they have like rooms where you can work out and stuff, and then they put a treadmill inside of one of the bedrooms, and then you're just in there fucking hauling ass, and then it's freaking hot as crap. It's super hot, so it's nice because then it's kind of like a sauna a little bit, and the weight just comes off pretty easily. So.
That's awesome. You pretty much described hell, like, and then you're like, it's nice. That's what makes you different.
I have to be positive.
That's what makes you different. That's why you're kind of born for this. You, your gym, your opponent, y'all bad motherfuckers are made for this. That's why I just do interviews and podcasts. Like, I'm not the badass that you guys are.
No, like every fighter, there's something wrong with every fighter for sure. That's why I'm always talking about mental health. We're fucking nuts. No lie.
Oh, yes. But yeah, the highest of the highs, lowest of the lows. You can win a championship and then fucking go 0-3, and it's, and you're in Foxville, and now the company wants to get rid of you or some shit like that. Like, it's, the roar of the crowd, and then you knock somebody else out, right? And then you go to the fucking locker room, and then you hear somebody else knock out somebody in the next fight that's even louder, and you're like, why the fuck didn't they like me? Pick my knockout, pick my knockout.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, I'm like getting to the point where I'm like, I feel like I can't fit in into like a normal group of people. I'm like, this is really weird. I only feel normal when people fight and have tattoos and cuss a lot, and yeah, that's just like I feel okay.
Diana, we're a different breed.
Yeah,
I'm right
right.
there along with you, but I'm not getting the fucking face punches or the neck cranks. But I'm right there with you. We're
Yeah.
different. We're different, damn it.
Oh my god.
Fuck. All right. So, um, right now, what are you getting inspiration from?
Right now, okay, so I took on. So Mike told me to listen to Mike Segura told me to listen to Kobe Bryant, his interviews, and yeah, dude, I just been listening to a lot of his interviews, and that guy's just insane work ethic, like, and just learning a lot from him, and learning to, you know, he talked about protecting imagination, pretty much like you gotta be able to sit with yourself, even though there's so much like going on, you gotta be thinking or whatever, you gotta sort of, and when you're in camp, you're everywhere, man, and but it's just important to have some time to yourself to just be able to like picture some things and like, and think about what's gonna happen. Um, yeah, and I'm also reading. I'm reading what's it called? Think and Grow Rich again for the second time because I like it. I just love that book so much, man. It talks about just manifesting a lot of things, and it's already changed my life. Oh my god, like tremendously, and yeah, that's where I'm getting my inspiration.
I fucking love it. I love it, and especially the fact that you are so inspiring to a lot of people around you, whether you see it or not. And then you need to recharge your kind of inspirational traits,
Hmm.
and have to do meditation and have to go to your recovery classes and, like, I think it's amazing, and still maintain a semblance of a normal fucking life, right? Yeah, so it's just fucking crazy, man. Like,
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you. You've come so far, and it's been an honor, to do this. And this is just the fucking beginning, but it's been
yes,
such an honor just to see you grow, and even like you're glowing right now. Whatever you're fucking doing right now, continue to do that. Like the
oh,
face is like you're glowing. Your confidence is beaming. I'm not like, hey, you're a badass and trying to fucking put your chin up. It's right there. Now it's gonna be tucked in when you're fucking blocking punches and shit like that. But I mean, you're comfortable, like you never thought you could do this. Like you're like, Woods, why do you want to fucking interview me? These are things that you have said to me in the past, and it's
yeah,
like this is what this is all for. So I'm so proud of you. But there's a lot of other people, both professionally and personally, that are proud of you and that have contributed to where you are now. So Diana, take as long as you need. Let's get some shout outs out of the way.
oh yeah, I got lots of shout outs. So my my management dream has been a huge help through just making things run smoothly, during yeah all this stuff. So um, also, of course, Libby Canella is huge in my journey, and just my team, man, my team. I've been with them since the beginning, and those guys are my brothers, man. I see them more than I do my family. I have more of a relationship with them than I do with my family, and we have our ups and downs, but we're all on the same. We always find each other on the same path. Like it's been one heck, and I just can't wait for to just for the future, for all of us, for all of them. We're all fighting in October, which is so cool, dude. And like just to be able to experience that, and to see everybody grow from years ago, and like there's this one kid. I mean, he's my buddy Chase Whitmer, and like he's amazing, and like he's grown so much because he used to walk to the gym and he wouldn't say anything. He would just get in there and train, and he's a badass. Adam, you need to fucking keep your eyes open for this guy. I'm serious. Now he's like talking to everybody, like just those little wins, man, are huge, and you might not see them in that moment, but like they're big, and just my team, and I'm working with other people too right now, like at Classic, working with the ladies there, Kay Hansen, Elisa, Charlotte, and both those ladies are super helpful during my camp this time around, and it's been a pleasure talking to them and about everything. Like it's different. Like when you're talking to the same, like another female about fighting, professional, and it's so cool to be able to share like what have you learned, and you're be able to relate and like knowledge and stuff like that, which is cool. And you, Adam, you're always super supportive. Every time this guy Adam, every time I see you at the fights, you're like, yo, what up? And like it's just so love to everybody, especially during these times, it means a lot. I always have a good positive aura around you. That's kind of all I have right now.
I'm humbled. But again, to see you beaming with pride and talking confidently about what you do, that's what this is all for. My wife, she'd be like, sometimes times were lean, and she's like, "Are you sure you're going to this show?" And I'm like, "Fuck yes, I'm going to the show. Hell, I'm driving to the show instead of fucking driving to work, or I'm catching the bus to the show a lot of times, And this is where it's worth it to see you and Jeff and Moses and Adam. Adam wasn't fucking married yet. Adam Lynn, and he's married and bringing his wife to like it. This is what it was all for, right? But then also my wife would be supportive, like, you fucking better go. I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go. Whatever. So yeah, man. And I just thank you. Again, you never have to answer a DM. You never have to answer a fucking friend request or a fucking follow, and you always have come out for me. So again, I love you. You're my little fucking sister. And I just can't wait to see you do what you do in Combate. So for other people that want to go ahead and check out what the fuck they're doing, and I linked them again right below. But where can they find you on social media for both your fight and your art?
So my social media for my fight, I'm on it's Diana X MMA, and then for my art, it's Diana X Urban Art. Is where I'm at.
Yeah, fuck yes. I followed him. You guys should too. I expect a shit ton of followers. Like, she'll probably get the fucking verified check mark way before me. If I have any say about it before she gets in the La Jaula on the 15th. So, again, Diana, I'm so fucking proud of you. I'm so fucking proud to be a sponsor in this kind of journey. Fuck yeah, let's fucking win together, right?
Yeah. Proudly representing Adam Woods, man. According to Woods, baby. Let's go.
Yes. Now, obviously, thank you guys for joining us here, Diana and I, for the According to Woods podcast. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the According to Woods podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And then you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram for all my dumb shit memes, where I will convince you you're probably smarter than me. 100%. But with that all being said, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. I mean, Diana, you're subscribed to the podcast, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Fuck yes. So be the badass that Diana is. And it's not nepotistic if you want yourself to succeed, right? Like, positive vibes only, right? Yeah. So go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. But if you don't believe me or you don't believe Diana, and I don't know why you wouldn't, well, here's a former undefeated professional fighter as well as pro wrestler Zeta Zhang to help you be convinced.
Hey, this is Zeta Zhang. Make sure you subscribe to According to Woods YouTube.